Your Excellency, in 2020, we resolved to leverage on opportunities and initiatives such as the use of technology to drive reform within the justice system. In this regard, we integrated the Judiciary e-filing system and the ODPP Uadilifu case management system. This has enhanced efficiency in the management of criminal trials and with a positive effect on our development of data-driven policies. As I conclude, Your Excellency, allow me to mention that the NCAJ is currently established under the Judicial Service Act 2011. Accordingly, we are in the process of drafting the National Council on the Administration of Justice Bill 2022 to provide a robust legislative framework on the functions, powers, independence, and interdependence of the NCAJ. And my position as the Vice Chair of the NCAJ is testament to it, Your Excellency. It is not captured under the current bill and under the current act, but it was the wise vision of the Chief Justice that she established this office to allow for all actors within the NCAJ to feel inclusive and own the process within the NCAJ.
The NCAJ Council remains focused on deepening criminal justice reforms. In May 2022, as you have seen, Your Excellency, on the smoke creep, we successfully convened the second National Conference on Criminal Justice Reforms, dubbed Towards a Right-Based Criminal Justice Sector. One of the biggest challenges we have in our justice sector today is implementing criminal law that was enacted during the colonial period. Therefore, during this conference, participants delved on topics such as leveraging technology to enhance access to justice, ensuring that we safeguard human rights in the administration of justice, that we enhance access to justice for the vulnerable groups, and tackling corruption in the justice sector and in our country at large. I will therefore encourage all of us to read the report and the details on its recommendations. Your Excellency, data collected on the number of files processed by the different actors in the criminal justice chain make a strong case for the recommendations we are making for alternatives to prosecution and alternatives to custodial sentences. During this period, the NCAJ Council also focused on civil justice reforms, and we felt we needed to launch a specialized court user committee for commercial courts, environment and land courts, and recently SGBB.
The need for robust integrity assurance framework is a critical priority for NCAJ. The NCAJ's Committee on Anti-Corruption must deliver a strong, clear message to the nation that zero tolerance to corruption is a meaningful proposition, and that the credibility and legitimacy of justice sector institutions must never be taken for granted. The NCAJ's strategic emphasis on the enhancement of access to justice by vulnerable groups is commendable. Particularly noteworthy is the escalation of efforts to improve the protection of children by the Committee on Child Justice, which culminated in the enactment of the Children's Act 2022. Every endeavor to advance the interests of children guarantees a strong future for our nation. Our children, therefore, matter, and the NCAJ's efforts are especially commendable. And as I said the other day, it is our collective responsibility as parents to make sure that we participate in ensuring that our children, whether in school or out of school, are within our watch so that they don't suffer the consequences that Madam Chief Justice has enumerated.